Welcome to the 2024 SYC Louisiana, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from All-Star Lanes in Baton Rouge, it's the 2024 SYC Louisiana. Welcome to the 2024 SYC Louisiana, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from All-Star Lanes in Baton Rouge, it's the 2024 SYC Louisiana. Welcome to the 2024 SYC Louisiana, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from All-Star Lanes in Baton Rouge, it's the 2024 SYC Louisiana. Welcome to the 2024 SYC Louisiana, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from All-Star Lanes in Baton Rouge, it's the 2024 SYC Louisiana. Welcome to the 2024 SYC Louisiana, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from All-Star Lanes in Baton Rouge, it's the 2024 SYC Louisiana. Welcome to the 2024 SYC Louisiana, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from All-Star Lanes in Baton Rouge, it's the 2024 SYC Louisiana. Welcome to the 2024 SYC Louisiana, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from All-Star Lanes in Baton Rouge, it's the 2024 SYC Louisiana. Welcome to the 2024 SYC Louisiana, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from All-Star Lanes in Baton Rouge, it's the 2024 SYC Louisiana. Welcome to the 2024 SYC Louisiana, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from All-Star Lanes in Baton Rouge, it's the 2024 SYC Louisiana. Welcome to the 2024 SYC Louisiana, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from All-Star Lanes in Baton Rouge, it's the 2024 SYC Louisiana. Welcome to the 2024 SYC Louisiana, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowl Metrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from All-Star Lanes in Baton Rouge, it's the 2024 SYC Louisiana. Welcome to the 2024 SYC Louisiana, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowl Metrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from All-Star Lanes in Baton Rouge, it's the 2024 SYC Louisiana. Welcome to the 2024 SYC Louisiana, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by Kegel, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowl Metrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with Kinship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowl Metrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from All-Star Lanes in Baton Rouge, it's the 2024 SYC Louisiana. Welcome to the 2024 SYC Louisiana, presented by
All right, and I believe, Norm,
Nice.
I believe we're back.
We are back. I can
think.
hear you.
I don't know. Let us know if you can hear us in the chat. We're having some internet troubleshooting. You know, internet and bowling centers don't go hand in hand usually, unfortunately.
It's like phone booths without change.
Yeah, that's it. That is it. Norm, I just took a brief break. It felt brief. I don't know how it felt for you.
I took a walk.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I patronized the Cracker Barrel.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Cracker Barrel, right? So I did that.
Cracker Barrel in years.
And then I got to walk it off on the way back. So I was really hooked up. And by the way, we're live streaming these kids, and they are so good.
So good.
Look at him. He just made the 2-4-8-10.
Yeah.
And he pointed it from the right gutter and carried it off the wall like he knew exactly what he was doing. Now, I'm telling you, he did. He tried to make it that way. It's amazing what these kids can do.
It is amazing. And the bowlers, let me introduce the bowlers we're watching.
Well, this is Ronan Bradshaw here on 9-7 that just threw it. He's looking for a turkey. He got one of those vicious solid 9s. Now, Ronan and I, we were paired up last night on Putagon, and he railed me.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that it's because I was in the, we had half in the dark and half in the light. We didn't have light in some of those, most of them.
That was what I defended you with.
Yeah, thank you very much, because
Yes.
I use that as a legitimate excuse. So why did it not hurt Ronan? Because, he's 16 and I'm not.
You mean his eyesight might
His
be a
eyesight's
little younger?
a little better, yeah. I was asking him, can you see the hump here? And he said, you can't see that?
No.
Nope.
Well, we got Ronan. We got Colton Bennett, Cody Marius, Jalen Brown. Man, Alphonse Brown the third, I believe is how you. Oh yeah, here he is, Alphonse
The third.
Brown the third. Yeah, and he is delivering that shot.
God.
What a powerful shot!
That's why I say, God.
Yeah, and then of course we have Robert Baum too. But you'll see all of them come through. They are on our main pair, 7 and 8, but you can see bowlers off to your right and off to your left. And they're bowling on the medium pattern.
Medium pattern, yeah, medium pattern. So most of them are salivating right now because the short one is hard.
Yes.
And some of the guys, I say guys, some of the kids bowl great.
Yep.
But most of them, even though they bowled pretty good, they didn't know it because their scores just didn't match what their expectation looked like. So, for instance, like if you're 30 under, you think, that's a bad round. But then they'd look at the score and they'd say, wow, I'm in the top 10. So, yeah, it was a tough one this morning.
Yeah, so to your point, U15 boys, the current top 10 is minus 25. So
yeah.
you're in the top 10 if you're under minus 25. The U18 boys. Let's see what we got going on. Top 10, minus 16. So not plus.
No.
And then if you get down to, hey, let's say, man, I want to be in the top 25. Because in the U18 boys, there's 64. No, that's not correct. There are... Let's say there's 70. The ties aren't counted in bowl metrics. So 70 boys. Top 25 right now, minus 90. So if you had what you may consider horrendous block.
No,
earlier,
you're still in it.
100%.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Anything can happen.
Yeah, and I said they're salivating over this medium. It's because, most of the people are afraid of the long because it can do damage.
Yes.
Now they also know you can really crowbar the long if you're lined up and stuff. But you can also give away some pins because there's just not a lot of hook. And so they're afraid of it, but they look forward to the medium because they know, all right, it's not as hard as this one. It doesn't require quite the shot making as the last one. So they're like, get your wood now.
Yeah, so 41 feet is what they're bowling on, 28 mils. Apparently, we like 28 mils here at the SYC. That's our happy number.
Now, there's not quite as much oil in the front end of part of the lane as there was the first round, even though it was a shorter pattern. It actually had, 1 more milligram of oil on the shorter pattern than they do on the medium. So what does that mean? Well, it means it's harder to get your ball down lane on the medium. Now then, does not mean that it's impossible. It just means that you have to kind of go cross grain. Maybe you have to get around a little bit. Maybe you can bump it off of your hand a little more so you get a little loft. And it may be that you can just be so pure that it floats. You know, it floats through there. I call that not a hook and hard hand, but, a softer hand.
Okay.
But these kids are going to find a way to get it long, and that's why they're salivating right now.
We got a coffee creamer opportunity from Cody.
we
We got 2 coffee creamers, actually. Now I have to explain our coffee creamer. The kids don't drink coffee yet. Oh, they may, but they shouldn't. But because starting that addiction at a young age, don't do it. But coffee creamer, also known as half and half. So if you leave half and get another half, Matt McNeil calls that a coffee creamer.
That's right. We had one on lane 10.
We didn't get any.
No.
We're drinking our coffee black.
Which is the way I like my coffee.
Me too.
You know?
Agreed.
That's a nice shot right there.
Good shot by Ronan.
Yeah, his thumb is in that ball a little bit too long on that shot, and that's why it didn't rev up and make the full recovery down lane. It's like he almost locked up into it. Didn't miss right. It just didn't recover quite as much on the back end because it wasn't clean.
Got a shout out in the chat for Colton Bennett.
Colton Bennett right here in front of us.
Yep. He has a shirt that says, "Don't mess with Texas."
I could reach over right now and touch him.
Freak him out.
I wonder if he'll sign my shoe.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, can I get him to sign my shoe?
Come on, Colton.
Colton.
That'd be fun if you started walking around and asking the kids for their autograph.
Yeah.
They would be like,
You know what? A lot of
What?
them I've already asked. No doubt about it.
"Oh, that's funny."
Because you can see early sometimes. Like, Belmo, that was obvious quite early.
Yeah.
And, man, there's about 10. I'd say 10. There's 20 in this building right now, counting the girls, that I know are going to set records. They're just really good.
Yeah. And they just have fun doing it. It's still fun.
Good shot there, Colton. He just a little bit too hard.
We got 2 Bayou jerseys to the left and to the right of us here.
Is that the ones with the Gators?
Yep. They're called the Bayou jerseys.
I thought we had the Gators. I thought they were crawfish here.
Well, they got gators and crawfish.
We're not sucking the head off a gator in Florida now. That's right.
Yeah, right?
Nope. I'm not sucking the head off a crawfish here either.
Nope.
Just so you know.
Yeah, I get you. I think they do have like swamp tours. Gerald was telling me him and his wife took a swamp tour, which I know they have in Florida, but they also have them here too. So they must have some swampy areas.
I'm going to stay out of that area too because mosquitoes and I just don't like each other.
Oh, look, we have phonetic pronunciation. Alfonsi. I apologize.
Alfonsi?
Alfonsi.
Now, we would just struggle with the urge to nickname him the Fawn.
The Fonz.
Yeah.
He does not know that reference.
Yeah, I know. We'd struggle with not giving it to him.
Denise, who
Great shot right there by Rona. He's going to pay full price for a great shot. Yeah.
Can we give a shout out really quick to All Star Lanes? What an unbelievable host they are.
They are. I've done clinics here, and shoot, this place is huge. Right behind us, see, we've got these think of banners that kind of close us off and keep
Yes.
everybody around us away. But there's so many people here. You have to have a really big center to host a SYC, number one, right?
Yes.
You have to have a big concourse because of all the people.
Yes.
And even though they have all that, Blair, if you walk down the concourse right now, there's like 6 or 7 of these 6-foot tall camera holders where they'll put their they'll put their
tripods,
phone, their phone up there, and they'll turn it on and they'll film in the whole thing.
Yep.
And they get home and they study these films.
Yeah.
And then we wonder why they get good so quick. That's part of it.
It's like every other sport, right? Football, even in youth football, you see someone filming the game, right?
That's right.
The QBs, they're all looking at the plays. What did we do right? What did we do wrong?
Right.
You know, they're just making bowling more like all the other sports, I guess.
All right, here's Colton. He's going to start out with one hand, and then he grabs it for his setup. I like that. And then he pops the bejesus out of that thing. It stuns me how easy it is for them to get 500 RPMs.
Are you taking lessons?
I want to tell him, move your feet 3 or 4 left, and you'll have the whole lane, my friend.
Right? That's to that point. That's how close sometimes these kids are, and they don't realize it. Like, they are a board or two away from, like, so much area.
Yeah.
And they think that they're throwing it back, right?
Well, here's another thing. Even on tour, the maximum amount of people we're going to have in a lane, down from 5, which we hated, it was 4. So we use 4 people on a pair, right? Well, these kids have 6. Oh, man. The difference in 4 people on a pair and 6 people on a pair, when you're talking about how many boards are going to move per shot. Okay, so if we're moving a half a board per shot with 4, they're moving almost a board per shot left. And they're not going to do that because there's nowhere that they're exposed to this much common rev rate, right?
Yeah.
And that is why they all have to learn, wow, this goes quicker than I thought. This got the same as tour. When you go on tour, by golly, those things go quick.
Yeah.
It's because of all the rev rate. And they figure it out, but
Yeah, it's not something you can teach either at home, or
No.
you have to come out and do it.
you
right?
can tell them about it, but
Yeah.
you can't teach it. You just give them that as something that they need to work on. Is you got to figure out the pace of migration when 4 on a box, 3 on a box, 5 on a box.
Yeah.
It's all different.
Yeah. Great tips. Ingrid likes the fawns. Ingrid knows our friend.
That's got a hook. All right.
It did. So can we go back to film again?
Okay, film.
Norm, did you ever get a big camcorder out, film your blocks?
No.
No, you
Never.
didn't.
No. Now, I did film all the time once the phones came out.
Yeah.
My practice. And I wouldn't film the whole practice. I'd just film a couple of shots, and then I'd go and train.
Okay.
And then I'd say, how are we looking? And I'd go, that's awful. And I'd film it again. And I'd say, are you sure? Yeah, it's awful. And then I'd go turn it off and go back. But I use video all the time once we had access to it.
Right, more easily.
Understand, in the 80s, we didn't have video.
Yeah. It wasn't at your fingertips, if you will.
No. Closest thing we had to video is 2 or 3 people taking pictures, and they had to wait on the things to come out the bottom, and you had to wave them in the air and dry them. And get it.
You know, Outkast wrote a song about that.
Did they?
Yeah.
Didn't
It's
know
a
that.
line in Shake It Like a Polaroid Picture. In
Oh.
Hey Ya. Yeah.
I didn't know.
Outkast. Well, I'll play it for you later.
Thank you.
You'll reminisce.
Here we go, Cody on the left lane. He is not having his best start. And it looks like when he gets his good shot, it's just standing up to the right. So what he needs to do is get around it a little more, or get a bowling ball that doesn't check up. And let's see what I'm saying. It looks like it checks up with no tilt. If
Yeah.
he doesn't have any tilt, he can't move. He can roll out, he can't move. He needs movement on the back end so he can cover some boards.
Meanwhile, that was a great double by Robbie, who seems to have found his He just bowled on line 8. He was playing a little straighter, it looked like.
Here's something that I didn't know. As I look around, I've got about 2, 4, 6, 8, about 7 pairs in front of me, and I'm looking at the number of red split circles on the. There's a lot more than we would have thought. A lot more.
Agreed.
I'd say at least double the splits. Usually you split less in medium than you do in short. There's more red up there right now than there was. Maybe people are trying to bowl off their lunch.
Oh, could be.
That's what.
Yeah,
I'm going
there was
with
a
that.
little break. Ronan here wanted this to be a double, not.
Man, he's like snake pit. That's ring 10, stone 9, ring 10. Oh my gosh. Sometimes you just want to go down and pat somebody on the shoulder and go, it'll be okay.
It's true. I want to do it often. I also sometimes, now it's not happening here. Sometimes our live stream pair will just be the most brutal pair in the house. And it'll develop something. And so we'll know when the kids are coming to the pair that it's going to either there's a hook spot or something, because we sit and watch it all day.
Right.
And so all you want to do is tell the kids, like, hey, just so you know.
Say no. There's a speed bump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to move left, but instead you just have to watch them
Nice shot right there.
experience it and then hope and subliminally tell them, like, hey, move left, move left.
Well, with Alfonso here, now, he's got a bad start too, but I'll tell you, I've watched the last 2 shots on the left lane. Here's how that goes. He got around one just a pinch, and it sails to the right and never picks up and leaves the washout. Misses the head pin to the right. And the next time, he didn't move right very much, if he did, but then he caught it. And that ball never even tried to get right of the head pin. So what I'm reading right now is you have to get around it to get movement down lane, but you better get a bowling ball that will slow down a little bit. Otherwise, it'll just sail. And then if it does come off the pattern and it's not sailing, it's going to go dead left. So you're going to have the dreaded V or the Y, whatever they called it, where you just can't hit the bucket. That's what I see with Alfonso. I think he needs more ball in his hand. I think he needs more speed. And he doesn't have to move any. He just needs a different way of tiring that ball down. It's hydroplaning, I would call it.
See, if only he could hear everything they just said, but he's sitting there meditating about his next shot. Maybe he did hear it.
Oh, nice shot.
Maybe you passed it to him.
Well, I think he was probably thinking that to himself before I ever said anything.
Okay. Yeah.
Verbatim. Yeah, verbatim.
Agreed. Yeah. All right, let's see what he does. He's stepping up.
Well, I can tell you this. I have the pattern in front of me, and I can tell you they're tough.
Yeah.
They're not easy. As I look at this, I go, wow, man, that looks like a tour pattern.
Yeah, Kegel doesn't take it easy on them.
They don't.
Kegel's great, though. They really do make a challenging pattern that, and listen, we have bowlers here that this is their very first, beyond just first SYC, very first big tournament that they're bowling.
Right.
And then you have players like an Avery Dumigan, Abigail Starkey, Joss Weems, Brady, a whole list of Junior Team USA members.
Right.
So Kegel has the challenge of making a pattern that challenges these top-level youth players, and also doesn't make it too impossible for the new ones.
And you know what? They do such a great job at
They
Kegel.
do such a great job.
Good gosh. We've been so fortunate having them for the last 20-so years.
Oh, my goodness. We would be lost without them.
I'm only about an hour and 10 from them door to door. And goodness, I spend about 3 events with them a year where I'll go and speak or train or whatever their camp entrance. But to realize that I've had, the late Randy Stoughton right behind. I've had Del Warren right down there. Ruben Garagosian right there, and all of the people there at Kegel that do a wonderful job, not only on building lane machines and patterns and this and that, but promoting bowling, teaching bowling, and getting these kids started in the right direction. And I really appreciate them just being so close to me.
Amen. And the other thing I would tell kids, because a lot of them, we talk to them about, listen, there's so much scholarship opportunity out there for bowling now, for both girls and boys that choose to take that next step in their career. But Kegel has hired some young people to work there. There's engineers that work at Kegel. There's chemists. So whatever you want to do, it's another career path if you want to stay in the industry and go learn chemistry in school and then come back and work for Kegel.
Oh yeah, and I work with those kids.
Right.
I say kids, they're not kids anymore, some of them. But they've got more awards. And I've never met some of them, at the time, and I'd look and I'd go, they put their bio on the screen.
Yeah.
And you go, talk on. I'm tired just reading that.
Right.
And so they come to Kegel very accomplished.
Yeah,
to
for
start
sure. Okay, so Ronan here, your
Ronan left the
trio mate.
7-10 and the 6. Now he's gotten it together since then. He's got a turkey, but I'm going to tell you what I see. Take a look and see if you can see what I see. Ronan looks like he's hanging up in the thumb hole, and he's staying in the thumb a little long to me. Now, he does have the last 3 strikes,
Oh,
but
I see.
that's just a little bit long to me for my preference.
Yeah.
I'd rather him clean that up. So I'd almost want to look at his bowling ball and make sure this bevel's correct. Look at his thumb, make sure he's not dragging. And now he's asking me if he got a hole-in-one. Ronan, that is a hole-in-one right there. I told you. Wait to the 10th, and that's what you did. All right. So Ronan and I go way back, okay? we've kind of gotten close. He beat me at putt golf last night. But that was a good last 6 frames there. He did leave the 7-10, but he kept at it.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's what they have to do.
And man, Mr. Clark guy, he's
working
hard. I tell you what, you're tiring.
He worked hard for that.
That's Dane Clark. At least that 6 count was in the field ball. So. But that was 164 that I would have guessed at 212 if I hadn't seen the score.
Yeah. The Fonz, as you've nicknamed him here. See if we can get the spare. Got it.
So if you noticed when Alfonsi got on the right lane there, he missed the head pin again. So he got it to the right a little bit, still had too much turn, and that ball was sailing. So it seems like he's got that big Y. He needs to get the ball to start tiring a little quicker so it just doesn't hydroplane straight off of the lane if he gets it going to the right. He needed to tire a little bit so it'll hook. So the mechanism will take hold,
Look at Colton's back half of this game here.
Yeah.
He really had a little bit of a struggle through the 7th frame almost.
All right.
There it is.
Got one right where we wanted. It's a fill ball. Wouldn't you know it?
Do you always check on your fill balls?
Alfonso, I so appreciate what you just went through. And you're right. We were sitting here with 4 early opens and bad counts.
Yeah.
And it looked like he was just going to have the worst game of his SYC. No.
He's like, no, I'm good. I got this.
Let's go 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th.
Oh, all right.
It's okay. That's a pretty solid 180 right there.
I'll take it.
He's like, yeah, I'll take that. The rules say you have to, but
well, yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, but sometimes you are happy writing down the scores, and other times you're not.
Okay, now as I look up there. No, I'm wrong. I was looking at the red circles. The first 3 pair doesn't have a red circle in the back 4 frames.
True.
1, 2, 3 pairs, not one split. There were a whole bunch of them before that. But then I looked at lanes 9 and 10, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 in one pair. I thought, see?
They got all of the first 3 pairs on their pair.
Okay, so we are 1 pair left to the hardest pair in the house. That's what we've learned, right?
Oh yeah. Norm, here's Papa Frank Starkey is requesting that you and Nana
Me and Nana,
are in the booth for a game. I don't know about that one.
Yeah. Bless Nana's heart, because I'm not gonna be easy on her.
I don't know if I could do that, Papa. We'll discuss. Norm and I will discuss.
We'll discuss. I'll tell you what, though, the Starkies are so awesome.
Oh, aren't they?
Yeah.
Abby was the gold medalist on the short pattern this morning.
Yes, she was.
She was.
And I was telling you that there's so many things about Anna that remind me of Jillian.
Yes. Yeah, you said that.
There's so many mannerisms. There's so much. I mean, it's almost like one watched the other grow up and said, I want to be like that. And now she's turning into that.
Yeah.
And it is just, you just know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And by the way, Jillian Martin is incredibly good.
Oh, well, they're going to go bowl in college together.
Or-
Abby's off to
really?
Nebraska.
I didn't know that. I did not know that
Yeah.
until just now.
Yeah, so I think you're onto something.
Yeah. Well, I cross right next to Jillian in the Masters. Our Masters, I say. God, dog. I just never have. I couldn't keep my eyes off of this little girl. She's playing fifth arrow with the big boys, and she's just like, oh, I live here. It was awesome.
She does. Okay, Norm.
Yeah.
So I think if you will, we're gonna take a break, and then I think you're gonna stay for one more game.
Oh, yeah,
And
easily.
then I think you're gonna maybe come back tomorrow morning.
I'm going to go practice my bowling.
Yeah, you're inspired.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, folks. We'll be right back. All right, and we are back, and I'm joined by famous Nana. Nana is back at the SYC. It's been a few since we had our Nana. And now we are joined.
And now for the real guest speaker. And shout out to Papa Frank if he's watching.
Yes.
Which I'm sure he is.
Norm, while you were gone, I found a third headset.
That a girl? I like this one better.
Replaced. It took your chair. You know what happens when you leave your seat.
All right, Norm. We are joined by the famous Nana Starkey, known all over.
Norm didn't know I was famous. I saw him in the elevator, didn't recognize me.
Well, I don't see very good, right? And I've been in her backyard, and I've seen her in her swimsuit.
It's good that you don't see good.
And I did not recognize her at first. Then she told me who she was, and I went, oh, I got it. I got that.
Yeah, right? That's funny.
Yeah.
Best if you don't see good if you're seeing me in my swimsuit.
Okay, G-rated, folks.
Changed my life. Yeah, it changed my life.
Papa Frank is.
You should know better than to ask me in here if we're going to have restrictions.
Well, you know
Nice
what?
shot.
All right, Abby, come on.
Okay, so this is young Abigail Starkey, who is committed
Not so young anymore.
to Nebraska.
Yes, we signed on Wednesday.
Officially signed.
Officially signed. Yep. Balloons, cookies,
That's awesome.
and a piece of paper. Well, I guess the piece of paper is just fake. She signed on the computer in the morning or something.
I'll bet that's got to be the most exciting thing.
You know, it's really interesting because, you know, when they start when they're 8 and 9, you don't think about those things.
Right.
And how fast it comes, and yet, what
Uh-oh. Got to slide.
What an incredible scenario. I was telling Avery, I've been watching Avery, Caitlin Stahl, Gianna, Caitlin Abaganya. This is the 5th one. Fantastic 5.
Avery.
NVIDIA?
No. Gianna, Abby, Caitlin Stahl, Avery, and Caitlin Abaganya. Yeah, that's 5.
That's 5.
Those 5 since they were 11. And what's amazing to me is that they're still all at the same high caliber. They've all picked fantastic schools to go to. And they've all divided, like 2 here, 2 here. Oh, Samantha Kanaluhu also was in the junior gold match scenario at that time. Because she brought macadamia nuts from Hawaii. That's why I remember her.
Ah, nice.
And she's going to Nebraska with Abby.
Nice shot right there on lane 8, Molly. Awesome.
Brooke Pabst also had she signed somewhere recently. Not Milligan. Mary. Hold on, I'll look it up.
Oh.
All this class here is just incredible.
Loaded.
Yeah. If you were in the class of 2025, it was tough.
Well, they're going to continue their competition. Maryville, yeah.
Maryville, yes.
Super good bowl. Is that Matt Russo and Lauren?
Yes.
Lauren Russo.
Yes.
Yeah. But to watch them go through the years, these kids from when they were so young, I mean, it's been quite a journey.
And look how many of the young athletes they pull with them. They just piggyback right on, just like I did. You know, I had some of the greatest in the world around me all the time, and I just stole from all of their little tricks, right? Well, these girls are displaying some of the most valuable things ever, and all of the other girls see it. And so they just pull the whole group.
Well, Jillian Martin was one of, and Mabel.
My point
were
exactly.
Some of Abby's, idols at the SYCs and the EYTs. I mean, you looked at them and you didn't even think that you could speak to them. You know, they were so.
Well, it's so funny, Nana, you don't know, but Norm, after Abby was walking away just an hour ago at the awards when she got her gold medal, he said, man, her mannerisms, she reminds me of Jillian. She's nice, but fierce.
Yeah.
And didn't know that they're friends. And
Yeah.
And fundamentally stellar.
That too.
That too.
Thank you for that. But, just to see them all sign with their colleges and stuff. It's been really an incredible week.
Yeah. Fun.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
But, a lot of people don't get rewarded for all the hard work and achievements, right? I mean, it's very special that you do, I think. These girls have worked so hard, and there's other girls that work just as hard, but they, it didn't happen for them, let's say.
Well, it hasn't happened yet,
Yeah,
right? Hasn't
right,
happened yet.
yeah.
And maybe their reward comes in a different fashion, in a
Yeah.
different arena, but they'll get their rewards.
Yeah.
yeah.
Even if it's just, this is what I got used to doing. I got used to working hard. I got used to applying myself and not complaining about things. And then wherever they go in their walks of life, they're going to display those same characteristics. It's going to be invaluable to them. So maybe they haven't. Maybe the good Lord's got a different plan for them. But, I have seldom seen hard work go unnoticed forever.
Right.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah, it flows over into careers and your if you go to college, your work ethic there and different things. Sports is great for that. It teaches a lot of lessons. Any sport.
Any sport, correct.
But
yes.
bowling's my favorite, though, just so you know.
Yeah.
Didn't used to be.
Speaking of champions, Miss Larry L. Tharp's here.
Yeah.
Past junior gold champion. Norm, do you want to guess who her coach is? She's from Florida.
Who our coach is? She's from Florida.
She's pretty tall too, and she's a past PWBA champion, multi-time.
Oh, well, then you're talking about Patty Costello?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's
and
teaching her to be fierce.
And she absolutely has churned out some serious competition right there. Patty knows what she's doing, of course.
100%. Yeah, Larry L is Coach Pat Costello's new project. Not new. She's been working with her since she was a kid.
There you go, Abby.
That was a ball change right there for.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's in her zone. Abby looks like she's in the zone.
Yeah, there's a lot of girls here I've seen on television.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Nana, you brought some
I
something into the booth.
Did you open your cards?
I did not.
Let's open a pack.
All
Let's
right,
go.
so we have a pack of Kingpins Premium 19. Well, no, I'm sorry. Premier Edition. Now I need glasses.
I got them.
Premier Edition 1990. All right.
You want
Nana.
the 2.5 or you want the 225? All right, you want me to open
Yeah, I
these?
want you to open them.
Okay.
Let's see who's in the Kingpins.
I want Earl.
All right, let's see if we got an Earl in there.
See if there's an Earl in. Oh, look at that! Out of the
Oh,
gate.
man. First card.
Earl
no way.
Anthony.
He's
Out of the
worth
gate.
a lot of money,
That's
I bet.
amazing.
That is so amazing. I can't even believe it.
You're like the great Carmack, Johnny
I can't
Carson.
even believe I just did that. I want Earl, and there's Earl out of the gate. Oh my gosh! And then who else do we have here? Well, we have that's like
That's
a list.
checklist, yeah.
And we have Charlie Tapp. I love Charlie. We have Dave Davis. I remember bowling all these. Steve Neff. He's the U.S. Open champion winner at the Quaker in the foreign bowling lanes. And then that's Les Sischler in the 50 cards with Earl. Is that a signed card?
It might be.
I can't see.
It
well.
is?
Oh, you got a signed one.
I can't see well enough to know who it is.
That is Bob Strampy.
Okay. And is it signed?
I don't know. I can't tell. No, I don't think so. I think there are signed cards in that.
Oh, I didn't know that. And then Steve Martin. Oh, what a... This was Tennessee Martin. And is that Sam Flanagan?
That's Don McCune. Is that Kevin McCune?
Okay, that is Don McCune. Yeah.
I know Kevin.
And by the way, I don't see very good. I don't have my glasses. So Don McCune's in this little deal.
Yes,
and
and
Ernie Schlegel.
Oh, that's a great
the
deck.
last one. That's not a bad deck.
There you go. They're yours. Those are yours. You keep that Earl Anthony card. You wanted it.
Oh,
You
you're
got
so
it.
wonderful.
Yeah, it's fun.
My gosh.
Okay, Nana, at this moment, we need to give Papa Frank a shout out for
Yes.
his business, right?
Sure.
Well, of course, Papa Frank has been going through health
Yes.
issues. We've
Yep.
been praying for him and you for several months. We've missed you guys at the SYC, but
Well,
now,
your prayers have been working because he started driving on Monday.
Yes,
Drove himself
good.
to cardiac rehab.
Sweet.
Now, tell us about Papa Frank's business.
Papa Frank has had a coin shop, baseball card store, Beanie Baby selling, whatever you can sell. He sold it for the last 44 years. Little family-owned business in Arlington Heights called Arlington Coin. And he comes across different things like that. He has some friends in the business that have wax packs and sports cards and all kinds of fun things. So I had a deck with Leanne in there and Kim Kearney and
Oh, nice.
who else was in there?
Do you have a Norm Duke card?
I don't think I've come across a Norm Duke card.
Those things are hard to come by.
Are you in that deck?
I am, yes. And the back of my card says one title. And it's not wrong.
Oh, my goodness.
It was taken about
You were
8
young.
or 9 years into my career. So later on, but not real. I mean, and I had one title at the time. And I saw the back of that card, and it was like the most inspirational thing I'd ever seen. I hated it that it still said one title. And I went, how dare them. So I changed that.
You need a new card. You need to get a new
I
card.
like the old one now,
Yeah.
the one title. I used to hate it. I like it now.
Pinnacle has sets now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so does Leaf.
Are you in the Pinnacle set?
Yes.
Okay.
And Leaf also.
Okay.
Yeah, Leaf did them. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have,
I have some boxes. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think I sent some to Gary and
yeah, nice.
I got one in the mail 2 days ago that I'd never recognized before. And I said, these are not real. And so I was looking for, the mark on the back and nothing like that. But they were stamped like they were cards from a company. Now, of course, I signed it and sent it back. I don't care. But yeah, they're pretty popular now. All of a sudden, the cards came back.
Yeah,
Nice
they're
shot
making a
right there,
comeback.
Brooke.
yeah.
That little tip right on the end there gives her that 5 into the 4-7. Love that hit.
Well, if you're a card trader, go get you some bowling cards.
Yeah.
Oh, nice shot right there. Trying to make that 2-4-7-8, which is the pros split.
Brianna Archibald here on lane 6. I want to give her a shout out. I think maybe 2 months ago, or maybe a little longer, she was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. So she has been facing that battle of learning how to overcome
manage
that.
it.
Yeah, exactly. And so her and her family, she was really sick, went to the doctor, and they diagnosed her. And this is her first big tournament back. And so it's a whole,
she's doing well.
whole new battle that she's facing.
Right. And,
Yeah.
we saw that with Ryan Schaefer for
Yeah.
many years, and still he struggles with managing it. But, they do such a great job now. And then, of course, Chris Barnes'
Yes.
son, and he's
Yeah,
managing
Troy.
it fine. And look, we thank God for all of the advancements in our, health technology. It's a
Well,
good
and-
thing that they can be diagnosed and then still come out and play. And that's what I like.
Yeah, and bowling's such a great sport because it is inclusive. So you can have something like that and still compete. So
Yes,
not every sport's like that, unfortunately.
correct.
All right, how are our scores doing? There's still a lot of splits on lane 9 and 10 north.
9 and 10 has got more splits than any other pair by far. Nothing even in comparison.
Yeah, a lot of
1, 2,
reds,
3, 4, 5,
red
6,
circles.
7 splits on that pair. We have 2 in front of us. So we know now that 9 and 10, you just don't want to catch 9 and 10 on the medium.
Nope.
No. And you say, well, is it going to be the same on the long? It doesn't have to be. If you've got hang, let's say down lane to the right, and you're a right-handed bowler and you can't get it up, and you're circling a lane a little bit, well, then it might be a really difficult pair for you. But then on the long, if you're trying to trap it right in between the 1-2 really, 1-3 really early and get it to lay down, it might be the best pair in the house. So you think, well, I catch 9 and 10 tonight or tomorrow morning. Don't think it's, you don't think you're out of the tournament yet. It might be the best thing that ever happened.
Amen.
Hook. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it
Look
did.
at that right
It's a
late.
double for Larry L. Abby struck.
Oh, that looked
Yay.
like a spare.
Yay.
Nana, New Orleans is one of your favorite places ever, right?
It is probably my favorite place.
Yeah.
I love it. I love to come. I was just here 2 weeks ago with 6 friends. We had a great time. I love Bourbon Street. Been on stage there a couple times doing karaoke.
Yeah, yeah. All
Had to
right,
specify.
all right. Did we say that I saw her in her bathing suit?
She
She
rated.
can't wait to
see me
get
on
on the
stage.
doggone stage. I tell you what, I love you.
Oh, that's fun.
Yep. Carter's like, oh, this place is smelly and it's dirty. I'm like, that's why I love it. Just like me. It's old, smelly, dirty, all of those things. I'm right at home here.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
You haven't seen the picture that we took the other day where the background had a T-shirt.
Yes, I did see
Oh,
it.
it was
I
terrible.
saw it on her
It was
phone.
just terrible. We didn't know, and all of a sudden, it was bad.
That's what I love about NOLA.
You never
No
know.
rules. There's no rules, kind of, That's what makes it fun. Everybody's got their place.
It's great. We should have gotten you one of these Mardi Gras jerseys. You need one.
I know I should have bought one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk.
I
to
have
our
a lot of
friends.
Mardi Gras shirts, though.
All right.
I just don't have them on today because I'm
Repping
storm.
Sorry.
You're good.
There's a lot of history too in New Orleans, and there's more to it than just like Bourbon Street, right? Like I do all the historical tours, and
Yeah.
I love the walking tours of the cemetery and find out about all the old. You have dinner in like the oldest building in America and the oldest church, and there's
Yeah.
a lot of history.
That's what one of the kids told us. They did a ghost tour.
I did one too 2 weeks ago.
They
yeah.
thought it was great.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. I mean, they're tongue in cheek some of it, but you do learn a lot of history too.
It's a good spare there.
There's another split though.
I'm not going on the ghost tour.
No.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
I've been on the vampire tours, the ghost tours, cemetery tours.
Oh, nice
All right,
shot
so-
there. Very nice.
No problem for Abigail. We got. Oh, go ahead.
Another red circle.
I just look at some of these shots that look so good off their hand, and it gets down the lane, and it just checks and goes right through the no. All right, backs off and washes out, and I know these are tough. Lanes are not easy. I also know that lanes 9 and 10 are producing some more splits.
So, Norm, the baby split, the 310.
Okay.
Now, you are one of the greatest spare shooters ever, in
Thank
my
you.
opinion. But I think other people have said it too. So, now, how would you shoot a baby split? Straight at it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Not only a straight at it, but I'm actually going to get it to fade a couple of boards because a couple of board fade will give me about another 20% margin of error. I can almost hit it left of the 3-pin. But if I catch it dead square on the 3-pin with a little bit of cut from deep, I'm going to make the spare, you see. And other people, they've got no shot at that. All I got to do is touch that 3-pin in my mind because I'm not going to hit left of that thing, And so, yeah, I'm going to get a little bit of cut on it, and I'm going to make sure it goes as straight as I can for long, and then just a little cut at the end.
All right. I think the other thing, kids, around this time, I start hearing kids tell me, hey, I want to eliminate my spare ball for junior gold, right? Because they want to learn how to flatten out their hand.
Love that.
Right? And they only can take 5 balls to junior gold.
Spare
So-
ball just makes it 20% less equipment. That's exactly right.
So what tips would you have for someone that's trying to learn how to do the flatten out the hands?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say, if you're going to try to cut a ball, let's say at a 610 or a 310, you don't want a spare ball because a spare ball is going to retard the hook that you're trying to put on it. Okay, so I want my first shot ball. Secondly, if I can get a ball to move left to right an inch or two, why in the world would I need a spare ball? And so the Masters, they used to limit us with 10. I had 10 actual balls, and everybody else had 9 plus a spare ball. And I thought, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I mean, I got more bowling balls than they do. And I needed them. And so that was one of the things that I felt like I had a tremendous advantage. I had 10% more advantage than they did. And so I would say if that is what you want to do, absolutely. In fact, I'd train you to do that before I'd give you a spare ball. Because you're going to get so much more capabilities out of a ball that you can hook if you want. Right? If I'm going to shoot a 2.7, I can just throw a straight ball, but kind of just let go of it, and the core is going to take it right to left that 2 boards and give me that margin of error that I'm searching for. I don't have to actually try to hook it 2 boards. So there's man, it's endless. How many advantages you can create using your strike ball as your spare ball. And then, when I grew up, the difference would be all we had was plastic when I first started out. The yellow dot was the biggest ball you could buy. We didn't have a spare ball. That was our strike ball.
Right.
And so what are you going to do, ball down to a blue dot that hooks 1 board less? No. So we had to learn that. And people say, well, we were throwing plastic. It was a spare ball to begin with. No, not really. We had 7 milligrams of oil in the lane, and they have 30, 28, 29 here. So we had just as much hook as y'all did. We had it with burn and not with a poor shell.
Great shot there.
Isn't Norm the one that threw this ball over the chair and made despair on TV?
Heck no.
Who was it?
That was Oscar Palermo. That was
No.
the most devastating trick shot I've ever seen. Before, since, or...
What was your trick shot? I watched you throw trick shots recently.
I did on that particular telecast. The spinning ball makes the spare, where I spun it down the lane, threw a ball around it, and the spinning ball made the spare.
Was it with the towel?
No, not, well, on that whole telecast, yeah, maybe, but just prior to Oscar getting up and just showing everybody up. I was the shot before that, and I thought, that right there brought the house down. And then he got up and did that, and he just stole the show. It was awesome. Oscar he can do so much with the bowling ball. He could spin it on his finger like a basketball. It is amazing how athletic and how strong.
He was, absolutely.
He doesn't look that strong. He is so strong.
He's a nice guy, too.
Oh, very nice. And,
Yeah.
Robert Smith was kind of like that as well, where you just didn't see how strong he was.
Right.
At least I didn't, until you saw how strong they were.
Well, and I feel like Oscar's one of those,
Nice shot right there.
intimidating. Like, he seems intimidating. Like,
Yeah.
you don't want to walk up and say hi. Like, you're
Yeah.
kind of like, are you nice?
And he's giggly nice.
He
I mean, he
is.
really is giggly
Yeah,
nice.
he
You look
really
at him and go, oh, my God, he's going to rip my face off.
Great.
And then he's giggly nice.
Yeah. And so dry. Like, he has the driest humor of anyone I know. It's crazy.
And so inquisitive. One thing that I noticed about Oscar growing up is that he had a question for me all of the time. And I thought, all he wants to do is hear his answer. No, I was wrong there. He was genuinely enthusiastic about hearing different people's, stance on all of these questions he had. And he just kept asking.
Yeah.
Still asking is what he is.
He's funny. So, Nana, you'll appreciate this. Gary tells this story, but Osku, obviously he's from Sweden, I think.
Yes.
It's Sweden, right? Yeah. And when he first came over to the States, he was learning American tendencies, right? And Americans have the tendency to say, hi, how are you? And keep walking and not wait to hear,
Right.
like, actually, how are you? And that's not how it is overseas. Like, they actually are asking, how are you? And so he would go to start talking, and the person would already be like 10 lanes down. He was like, you don't care about you. So that's one thing. He was like, oh, you Americans, you need to stop and listen to others.
We're too busy. We're too fast.
Right.
Always
Yeah, he's like locked and loaded to give us a little
gotta slow down.
Right.
A squad play-by-play.
Exactly. Right. Like, I'll tell you how my family's
Yeah,
doing.
how you bowling
Yeah.
by?
Yeah, be careful what you wish for, right?
Yeah. Okay, Abby, 201 there. She will be the lone 200.
No, Abby's she's D. Isn't she D?
I thought she was A.
Oh, maybe they switched. They switched.
Is she
this-
not? Oh, she's D? Let me...
She,
Then
she
she's
was.
185. All right.
Yeah, I think she's D
Yeah,
because she had an open.
she's D.
Yeah,
Did she
okay.
end on the left? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So
Yeah.
she's D, 185.
Oh,
so
nice
who's
shot
our
right there.
201 there? Who's A on her pair?
Good shot there.
Is it the little two-hander girl?
Annika.
Yeah, there you go.
Annika, yep. She also got a medal in the first round.
Yeah, she's a good bowler.
Yeah.
I like watching her bowl.
I tell you what, Morgan Corley here on the right lane on lane number 8. She started the whole game with a solid 7, and it has gone the worst since then. And bless her heart, she's thrown some good shots. Okay, so at this point, I'm a fan. I'm rooting on Morgan. She's gonna come back this game, maybe get a little turkey or 4-bagger, make up for some of those holes. She's got it. That's a beautiful swing.
She's got it.
There you
All
go.
right.
She got it.
All right.
Again, your
I'm calling it.
prediction's
Now
coming true.
Hey, she gets to finish on that lane, and that's a good sign.
You may be a little bit psychic, and you're in the right town for that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, have you
Set
got-
up a little table in Jackson Square.
Right. I don't have enough clothing to do that. We saw so many. That was weird clothing day.
yeah. Yeah.
They had people out there with a cowboy hat. This is a guy. It had a cowboy hat, and he had a mini skirt,
Yes.
cowboy boots over the ankle, and of course the Mardi Gras beads around the waist. And so you just really didn't know what you were looking at.
That's why I love NOLA.
yeah.
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 And of course they're dancing
Of course.
in the middle of the street.
There was a guy that could be on American Idol.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, there's some really, really good
Oh.
entertainment.
Nice shot, Brooke. Right there. That was perfect. She's been looking for that one for a while.
The little busker people, they're very
Oh.
talented, some of them.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, trip that.
And you don't
Ooh.
have to be a jazz fan because there's all kinds of music down here. You know,
Absolutely.
you can go into a country spot, you can go into
How about the
a
back,
80s.
the blacked out truck that was playing? Oh no, it was a motorcycle. That was they were flying down the street. This big like motorcycle playing Adele.
Yeah. It's like Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, that just doesn't look.
Yeah. It was bizarre.
But the one guy that could sing,
yeah.
that guy, he took that was.
And it wasn't, to your point, it wasn't jazz. It was like pop,
Yeah,
country,
yeah.
kind of, yeah.
And then he would make it up. Like when
Yeah.
he said, put some money in my bucket while he
Yeah.
was singing.
Yeah.
We just laughed at that. That was
Yeah.
so funny. No, he had a voice, no doubt
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, talent there.
And then he had a person standing next to him that we thought, all right, this guy's part of the show, right? Until the guy holds up his cantina or beer, whatever it was, just like he was in a concert with the fire,
yeah.
lighting a
Yeah.
candle. And so he was just standing there and he was getting into it. And I thought, oh, okay, maybe he's not part of this show.
And then he kept walking.
Then he started
wasn't.
walking.
You just never know.
Did you see the purple donkey driver?
No.
No.
His whole donkey's all purple. His carriage is purple. His outfit is purple. Socks,
Oh
shoes,
my
hats,
gosh.
glasses.
Are you going to get a ride?
Oh, I always get a ride with him every time I come. His name is David. He's so funny.
Oh,
he's fantastic.
Sydney.
Okay, we got a, what do you call it again?
It's a coffee creamer.
Coffee
This
creamer.
is our coffee cream.
Okay, I
creamer
heard
on
you talking about that on the live stream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and this is, potentially catastrophic. She knows it. She's on a 4-bagger and she got a 5-count split. All right, that will torch a 4-bagger. Now, if she can just reach up and grab this spare somehow, then she can minimize the damage. However,
Come on, Sydney.
let's do it.
Got a shot.
Let's.
Oh,
Oh,
You're
are you
man.
kidding?
Are you kidding?
Good try.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's
should've
not
been.
even
that
fair.
Yeah,
was
not fair.
heartbreaking.
Okay.
Is this why you quit bowling?
How do
Are you
people
retired?
like bowling? How do they like bowling? That is.
Self-inflicted.
Wow, she just pured that too.
Yeah,
All right, but the good thing is she did get 4.
yeah.
So she minimized the effect that opened in because 5 and 1 there is really bad.
A lot of red circles on this lane too.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot on this pair. There's 9 circles on this pair. There's 11 on 9 and 10. 9 and 10 leads by far.
Are we
And the
blaming that on the boys? We're blaming that on the boys.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's blame
yeah.
it on the boys. All right, here we go. Morgan, she is lined up on lane 8. We know that her last shot there, 5-pin, slid over into the 7 nicely. Now, because she's lined up on that lane, this becomes a very important shot here on lane 7. Because if she can ace this thing, then she'll go in with a double on a good lane. And I told you, I'm rooting on her. Hold.
Well, at least it's not a red circle.
At least it's not a circle. Exactly. It's a tough shot to throw right there, too, because you know if you strike there, you got a chance to bail this game. And if you don't, you don't. So I know where she was at that shot. Nice shot there, only 6.
So y'all had beignets yesterday. That was your Thursday or
Yeah.
Ben Gay? I have
Beignet.
Ben Gay every day.
You and me
Beignet.
both.
Ben Gay,
Yes.
Red
After walk-
feather. I got it
And
all.
I
Walking
had
4
jambalaya
miles.
too.
Jambalaya
I
too?
love jambalaya.
Good for you.
All right.
It was delicious.
Good shot, Morgan.
We had muffaladas and
Buffalo. What?
redfish.
What?
Muffaladas.
What are buffaladas?
A muffalata. You don't know what a muffalata is?
Gosh, I'm interested.
You don't know? That's why it's not a buff. It's round circle of French bread. Cut it in the middle. About this much lunch meat, about this much cheese, and tons of olive tamponade on top.
Okay, I'm in.
Warm
that
or
sounds
cold.
delicious.
That's hugely famous in
Brooklyn.
the French Quarter.
we didn't have one.
A
Yeah.
muffalata.
We had a little.
You
crab
can actually
cake.
get one at Jason's Deli. If you have
Ah.
Jason's Deli by you, they do have them.
Huh.
But that's like the big, that and a poor boy is the big sandwiches in NOLA.
All right.
Muffalata.
Yeah.
You can't even say it without, snickering. I'd like a
My
black
husband's gonna
coffee
be-
and a muffalata. Yeah, well, I would too.
Oh my gosh.
Told you, Blair.
Hit it.
It's all me.
Oh.
It's my fault. You put
Oh,
me in
what
here.
a shot.
All right. All right.
Hey, now when you
You got
hit,
one more frame.
when
Don't
you
get
hit
us
a-
off the air.
so when you hit a pin, like Brooke just did on lane 7, it was a 5-pin. She's shooting a 5-9. She hit the 5-pin and it falls over to the right. So she hits the 5-pin on the right and it falls to the right. That means you slithered it. Good for her though. She gets the spare.
Slithered.
Yeah, she slithered it. It went that way and it fell back the other way.
Ah, okay.
So when I used to practice spares for you people interested, if there was a single pin, I didn't want to just practice hitting it. I wanted to practice my split. So what I try to do is hit it without knocking it over, which is almost impossible, but we can do it. We've done it on purpose before, yes. So if you can wiggle it and it doesn't fall, that's like your ace. But if you can hit it and it falls in the direction that you hit it, like you hit it on the right, it falls to the right. Okay, that's second best. If you could just tilt it over, then that's third best. And Mike Machuga and Brian Voss would do this for, 2 or 3 games at least. And every time somebody left anything that was a single pin, that we'd gamble and say, well, if you did this, you get this much from the other 2, right? So we were trying to leave single pins just so we'd have a chance at it. But that is such a great way to practice spares because when we get splits now, it made the splits look huge. It made a split look like a single pin. And so all of a sudden we started sparing splits out of them. Yeah. And when you've got that many splits, it's really good if you can spare them.
That's for sure. Look at him.
That's a good shot right there. Nice shot.
That's a really good shot. That's a turkey there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, one more, and she can bail this 190, and that's really big.
Yeah.
Just got Molly on the right lane here. Needs to hold. It's okay. That's just a count ball, so that's not her best game, but she will pick that up, I promise you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
This is for 190. It looks pretty good. It just won't hold.
189. Still solid game. Especially, I'm not seeing a lot of high scores on the girls' side.
No. 189 is a good score.
Yeah.
From what I can see.
They may be transitioning there, folks.
Nice. Yeah, she was lined up on lane 8, Morgan was, and she made a really good shot. She didn't get the tap on the 10 pin, but look, she can spare this and get 160. And like you said, the scores for the women have not been that big yet. And if you look at this, we got double spare 4-backer. And then 2 frames later, we're trying to build 2-0.
Sydney, her last 2 frames of this
Oh.
game, heartbreaking. There.
Heartbreaking. Exactly. She made that one spare too, and didn't get
She
credit.
did make that spare. All right. Well, Nana and
Okay.
Norm, thank you.
I'm getting kicked out.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Bye, Papa.
Thank you for hanging out with us for a game, Norm. I think we'll see you tomorrow in the
Yeah,
commentary.
absolutely.
Nana, we'll see you tomorrow in the commentary.
No, I don't think so. I think people have had enough of me.
All right. We'll be right back, folks. We're going to take a short break. All right, folks. Thanks for hanging tight. We had to take a short break. I know some people said they couldn't hear. We had no sound, so we were just taking a short break. We have some great bowlers in front of us, and I am joined by Carolyn Dorn Ballard is entering
The booth?
the booth. Welcome, Carolyn.
Thank you, Blair. Hello, everybody. It's been a while.
It's been so long.
I know it has been.
You know, you spent time on CBS Sports, and now you're on the live
telling
channel on.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, sometimes life gets in the way a little bit, so I'm sorry I haven't been around,
Oh,
but
no,
love
you're
being
good.
back, seeing a lot of new faces.
Yeah.
A lot of new faces, and it's kind of cool because with the parents coming up to the Ballard versus the Big C booth, they're very chatty.
Aw,
I love it.
that.
Yes, I've been telling everybody what we're all about and asking, you know, how's your experience, and all great things, by the way. So it's nice to see it growing. It's nice to see new faces, although I miss some of our old faces, but I get to
Yeah.
see them while they're bowling college and on the road. So it comes full circle, right?
Yeah, of course. Your daughter's bowling down the street, and well, not down the street,
Well,
but
in New Orleans, it's
Yeah.
a 50-minute drive, an
Yeah.
hour, I guess you could say. Yes, they are. They're
how are they
bowling.
doing?
They are leading. Team bowled well, and yeah, so that's a good thing. You know, they'll be bowling hopefully for the championship tomorrow. So some Baker games in the morning, and then home.
Good. Young K. Smith here. Oh, there's a few players on this pair that have you were talking about growing up and
Mm-hmm.
faces being around, but also some leaving. But Kay was one of those little U12 bowlers.
Yes.
And
yes.
now she's really coming into her game, isn't she?
So it's kind of funny because I'm at the booth obviously, and I'm watching, and I'm like, I go, there's a couple of them. I went, oh my God, did they get taller? So I was talking to one of the, oh my God, I go say his name, right? I
Yeah.
completely forgot. Okay. Oh, Gavin.
Yes.
Little Gavin.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So I'm talking to his dad, and I thought the same thing with Kay. So
Yeah.
I'm talking to his dad, and I go, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you. And we bowl in the same center. I mean,
Yeah.
and he goes, I know, it's been a while. I've been traveling for work and blah, blah, blah. And then I looked and I went, is that Gavin? And he goes, yeah. And I go, oh my God, I think the last time I saw Gavin, he was like this, which, and like barely having any ball speed. And so
Yeah.
I'm watching a bowl and I go, it's like a new kid,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
thought the same thing when I saw Kay.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, we were talking earlier to Avery, who's
Yeah.
going to be going to Vanderbilt next year.
Yes.
But I looked at Avery today and I go, I feel like I haven't seen you forever, but I follow you on social media, so I know what you're doing in
You're
your
winning.
life.
You're winning.
But I'm like, you don't look like a kid anymore
that's
to
what
me,
I told, who did I
Yeah.
say that at lunch? Was it Leanne? No, it was last night we were driving. I go, she looks grown up.
Oh.
She just looks it. Right?
Unbelievable. It's amazing. It really is. And they also, you can see the difference on the lanes as well.
Yeah.
And we all go through that, as you're growing and getting into the next age group or whatever it be. But no, it's been really exciting, and a lot more. I don't know how to say this. There weren't any frowns. Everybody was chatting and hanging out.
I
and
know.
talking, so it was really cool. It really was.
Little Kelsey here. I say little. They're really not that little, but she is a Donna and Carol prodigy.
Yes, she's from Houston or
Yeah.
Conroe, maybe Conroe.
Yeah.
Well, that area, and has come a very long way. I
Yeah.
remember when she first started bowling. So yeah,
She was so cute. And, Ballard versus the Big C, obviously you run your fundraiser every year and you have great volunteers that help.
Mhm.
But she was telling me, her mom said, yeah, I think you've been helping at the Lucy for 4 years because we were talking about it. And she goes, yeah, Mom, I have 4 T-shirts. I keep track of how many I volunteer at by the
that's
T-shirt.
cool.
So
That's
I'm
really
sure you
cool.
have volunteers that have all the T-shirts. I have
Oh
all
my
my
God.
Ballard versus the Big C T-shirt. I bring them out. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm going to wear this one this week.
And you see a lot of that.
All right, we're back. Carolyn, I think we break the internet at All Star
SYC, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
That's an awesome thing.
I was trying to pull up some scores to see how Anna Antony, she was leading this morning. What a bowler
Okay.
she is. On the medium, she is still leading. She is plus 15 on the medium, and overall, she's plus 19 for the day in the U15 girls division.
Mm-hmm.
Bella, another one. She's growing up.
Mm-hmm. Telling you, everybody looks like they got taller. I don't know. Maybe it's
I think so
growth
too.
spurt.
Bella has moved into a process-oriented
Young bowler?
success. Like, because I was talking to her dad, and you know, when you're little and you're bowling,
Mm-hmm.
it's you want to win,
Mm-hmm.
and then at some point it does register all the things that Carolyn Doran
Yep.
Ballard and Leanne Holstenberg tell you in the seminars. Like, it's not always about winning, guys.
Right.
You can't win every tournament, and sometimes it clicks, and it's clicked for Bella. She's
Right,
worried
sure.
about her process and her game and how she competes, not always the outcome.
Right.
Which is a
correct.
it's huge to learn that.
100%. You know, we are. I think for a while there, it seemed like there was years where everybody was just so results oriented and forgot about enjoying the moment, or how did you get to the point where you weren't happy about it, or what were you happy about, or so it's nice to see. And of course, the youth bowlers today have so many opportunities with learning from. I mean, just use the Storm website, right?
Oh, yeah.
You can learn about all three brands, how to find your PAP, you know, coaching tips, where to get a tournament, I mean, every single company
then add
has
in Turbo.
information. I said
You guys
it's
have a
unbel-
lot of tips too.
well, we do a lot of tips now, especially since years ago when we started our Collegiate Expo. We just got more involved in knowing that some of the coaches kept bringing it up, but we realized they needed some tools. You know, it wasn't always about grips,
Right.
slugs, and a switch grip, right?
Right.
So we've started to truly step up to the plate with some of our coaching tools that really are training tools for whether you're at the youth level, high school, college level, whatever it be. And I'm pretty proud of that because, you know, it's very easy to get, you know, when you're doing great, it's very easy to get stuck in, well, we do it the same way and things are going well. So we've been a little innovative on that, and we've got some
Nice.
other things on the horizon. So it'll be very interesting. And again, bowling is always changing too, right? Just like in any sport. So you got to kind of keep up with it, or maybe get a little bit ahead.
Yeah, or else you get left behind.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought that she was going to go for that. So Alyssa Bechtel here is stepping up, and I promised that I would give her. She leaves a shout out. She wants to say hi to a football player every time.
Oh.
This weekend it's Joe Burrow.
Oh,
We're saying hello to Joe Burrow.
Yes. Okay.
He is popular with those
yeah.
young girls.
Okay, so I'm a big Jets fan, but they're losers right now. So we'll move on for that. But I'm a big Goff fan.
Oh, Goff. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I can get behind that.
Totally, 100%. I mean, underdog team. He turned them around, and they have that. You know what they remind me of? Not to get off bowling subject, but people who are watching are probably somewhat of a football fan. Their chemistry and how the team rallies around their quarterback, and just the way he speaks about them and they speak about him. And it reminds me, and I can't stand this team, but I'm going to bring it up because I loved this quarterback,
Okay.
was when Troy Aikman
Yep. Yeah.
with Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin. And they would die. I know, we talk about this all the time. They would die for their quarterback.
They would.
And when I watch Detroit play, I feel that.
Agreed.
And I think, and you know, we can relate it to team bowling, right? You see people bowl together, and then you just look and go, my God, they've got it. Like, it's not about how they throw it or what the score is. It's like, wow. Look
Well-
at the chemistry, and then there are sometimes you look at the team and you go, oh boy, how's that happen?
Yeah, right. Well, you bring up college bowling, and
Uh-huh.
you competed collegiately,
I
and now
did.
you're watching Alyssa and get to
Yes.
cheer her on. They won a national championship.
Yeah.
So, what advice do you have? We're watching all these girls right now. We're watching U15. They all have aspirations to bowl in college. What advice do you have for team bowling?
And by the way, and I think they all throw it amazing.
Amazing.
And before I even answer that question, and what I mean by amazing is it's not necessarily how you always get it off your hand. It's your fundamentals from point A to point B, where you are in that position. And I'm telling you, the fundamentals alone are so much better than they were even 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So we had seen somebody just make a spare. So for team bowling, especially in college, because they bowl Baker, right? I had this on my chat the other day. I feel like Baker is the epitome of team bowling, right? You get 2 shots. They need to be the best 2 shots you have, right? That's it.
Yes. Yeah.
So I feel that's true team. And Baker is all about filling frames. So again, you can shoot a clean 190 and win your match. So it's not always about having the 7-bagger. You have to know that fill the frames, and if you're on a good pair, you know your team will get the triple, the 4-bagger,
Right.
the 5-bagger, so you shoot 230. But truly, my motto is filling frames. So that to me means 2 things, and I keep it simple. I think everybody, no matter who you are, at what level, spares are always important. I don't care what Gary says to me where spares aren't, they are.
Yeah. The spare strike
Yes.
battle.
And the second thing is to make sure that your fundamentals continue to get stronger.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I think that happens with coaching. So, find somebody in your area or somebody who has mentored you or whatever it be to help you continue your path of going forward and getting better.
Great tips. I just can't get over Alyssa Bechtel's game. Her follow through, her timing,
Hmm.
her just core fundamentals.
Yep. Very good.
So good, right?
Mhm.
She's the kid that reminds me of your Alyssa, because she has worked really, really hard. She
Yes.
over the years,
Yeah.
like you just kept seeing, and you
Mhm.
knew you're like,
Mhm.
this is gonna click, and you keep telling them like
Yeah.
it's gonna click. Just hang in there.
Yeah, nobody likes
working.
to hear it, but
Yeah.
yes, it does eventually click.
And it has for her.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just her game is so good, and she's still young.
Yes. Everybody looks like they're 12 to me. I know they're not, but
Yeah,
they
well,
look 12.
It's true. Yeah. I get caught telling people that they are young. They're younger than they are. Like I'm like, oh, they're like 13. And
Right.
The parents are like,
And then when
she's 16.
she's gotten better.
Anna.
Anna.
Yeah.
So I talked to Anna. Oh gosh, it was one of the SYCs. Was it Lansing? Did she bowl in Lansing? It might have been. Anyway, she's gotten a lot better.
You gotta call the
Oh
friend
boy.
desk.
Okay, I'll keep talking. We're going to get a lane fixed or a scoring monitor. That's what it is. But as we see so many of these bowlers, here's the other thing. This is the medium pattern. So, of course, everybody coming off the short, some were a little frazzled, some understood. And then there were others that thought it was, well, this is my bread and butter. So we're on a medium pattern. What I tried to explain when some of the bowlers are asking about how to possibly see where the pattern is going to play is once you get lined up on your short pattern in the morning, because of the length and the volume, make it simple on yourself. Start in that same area and then just gradually make your moves to the left. I see a lot of people sometimes just start way in. And if you think about it, if you start way in, you got a lot of area to go to the right. You got a lot of area to go to the left. So why not start from the right if you're a right-handed bowler, by the way, and inch your way in. You don't want to get too ahead of the move. That can cause other problems as well. So obviously you can see by some of these scores, these girls have definitely figured it out.
Carolyn, I think it's so cute sometimes.
Yes.
These kudos to the wonderful tournaments around the country that have
Yes.
like volunteers behind every lane.
Mhm.
Because
God
the
bless
kids,
them.
because the kids like, if there isn't someone, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to use the intercom button.
No, it says intercom. Wait for them to answer.
I mean, I love them, but
That's
it just
funny.
it kills me. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, have
Yep.
we spoiled you too much?
Yep. Now, Clara Campbell's another one. She just started going on some college visits, I believe.
I think she did. I did
Yes.
hear this
Mhm.
name coming up.
Yep.
Yeah, the college recruiting. Kudos to all the
crazy.
coaches.
Oh.
I don't know how they do it. I
Oh.
mean, and then all the decisions. Like this week was a big signing day, the fall signing day. So
Mhm.
there were a lot of announcements being made this week.
Hmm. Well, you have Abby Starkey going to Nebraska.
Yeah.
You know, we have Avery going to Vanderbilt.
Yep.
We have Tori Franklin there. She's going to be going to Iowa
That's right.
Mustangs.
Yep. Mount Mercy, right?
Mount Mercy.
Yep.
There's, I'm trying to think. I thought there was one more that I.
Brooke Paps, Maryville. She's
Maryville.
Going
Sorry.
To no, you're
Yep.
good.
Maryville. Yep.
And then there was well, I don't know if Alexa has decided or announced yet. I don't think she's announced.
Yes, I don't think she's announced
Okay.
either.
Yeah, but she is.
Mhm.
She's looking and
Yep.
on the hunt.
Brandolino.
Gianna.
Is that
Yeah.
Gianna? Yep.
Jack State.
Yep.
Eliana, another Jack State.
Yep.
Vandy got some good ones though.
Yep.
Tamia
And-
just won the SYC.
Mhm.
She's going there.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Caitlin Stahl is bowling for, is it Nebraska? Nebraska.
No,
Caitlin's-
Caitlin's going to Jack's too.
Jax.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, you're
Sorry.
good. There's another
I got
one
to
in
remember
Nebraska,
which
too.
ones. And
Yeah, I don't know.
Jack State.
Again,
I get
don't know how you
confused.
keep track of it.
there's so many of them graduating at the
Yeah.
same time. There was
Yeah.
like a lull there, and then all of a sudden it's like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Again, back to recruiting. But there's going to be another, like this Anna's age and Bella. Like,
Yes.
man, how about when Anna and Bella Castillo are bowling
Mm-hmm.
in college?
Yeah.
Two-handed girls.
Yep.
Those two.
Yeah, you're starting to see that more and more now. Jack State, as you know, Jack State has a two-hander.
Yeah.
North Carolina A&T has a two-hander. And I
Maggie Toma. Where does
Maggie
she go?
Toma is Arkansas State.
Arkansas. Yep.
So it's it's becoming more common. It's not taking over yet on the women's side as much,
Right.
but it's definitely more common.
Yeah. The girls have found the camera.
Yes. That's funny.
Don't break my camera, Ellie Kate.
Yeah.
She knows better than to mess around on the live stream there. Yeah. I had another question for you, Carolyn, and I forgot in the midst of our little score correction we had to do. What was I going to ask you?
Think about it. It'll come to you.
I don't know. I don't know if it will or not. Oh, I know what I was going to ask you.
Yes.
Are we going to see some Carolyn Dorn Ballard bowling this year?
Oh, I don't know. Gary's got this crazy idea. I don't know.
Come on.
We'll see a little bit. We'll see how it goes.
All right.
I truly enjoy bowling the big regional stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
I think they should, honestly, they really should open that PWBA regional up to people over a certain age. It should matter when you won, but
If
but
you're
I
listening.
do, yeah, I do enjoy bowling all of that, like the Storm Utah Open and things
Yeah.
like that. Hey, there's some nice money, and I get to bowl with my friends. And for so many years, although it was, obviously I had tons of friends on tour, of course, but I mean like my friends at home that didn't go out on tour. Like now I get to bowl with them,
Yeah.
and it's really fun, to be honest. We'll see. I don't know if I gotta really think about that. I love to practice, but dear God, that would be a lot of practice. I'm
For
not
a
sure.
full tour going back out.
I'm not sure about that.
That's a lot. That's a lot of
Yeah.
little bursts.
A little
Is-
burst.
Yeah.
And you know what? I am not a quarter horse. I'm a thoroughbred. So the longer the week, the better I am.
I get it.
The shorter the week, not so much.
You're not a sprinter.
And now it's short. It's one day.
It is. Yeah, it's pretty. It's
Yeah.
Yeah. But you brought up the regional program, and the one thing I do love if there is one thing, if
Mhm.
there's one thing I love about the regional program, is that they're offering smart money to the kids, so they
Absolutely.
can go out and get their feet wet and really
Yes.
see, man, how
What is
how
it
do
like?
I, yeah, how do I match up?
Yeah, I agree.
Back to your opportunities thing, there are just too endless opportunities for both. It used to be more girls, but the boys, there's scholarship out there now too for
Mhm.
them, and
Mm-hmm.
it's, it might be a little harder to find, or not harder to find, but a harder process
Yes.
for them. But
Yes.
there is boys scholarship available
Yep.
too. Well, you are going to go back and continue raising money for our great charities, Make a Wish
I
and Ballard
am.
versus the Big C.
Yes.
We appreciate you.
No, I appreciate you. And again, life got in the way a little bit a couple times. I made some, I just forgot about a couple of things. Sorry, Del. Um, but I was telling Leanne, I got my schedule going already for 2025. So I look forward to being at, a few of the SYC events. Um, we're so grateful that Storm and all of the sponsors, on the shirt, Turbo, and now we have Make a Wish, and just everybody there uh, supports us, and thank you at times just doesn't seem like enough.
Oh no, we
So
love it. You guys have a great.
yeah.
We love that we are. Make a Wish is great, and it's
Mhm.
great that kids are helping kids.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
supporting a bowling organization is really important to us
Right.
too. So
And one of the things that just for anybody that might be new to it, if you check out our website or Facebook or Instagram, whatever it be, Facebook's usually the best, but um, we feel good because we actually see some of we don't see the actual patient, but the people we donate to, we get to pick where our money goes. So it actually touching patients in certain things
Yeah.
that we feel are important to us that we've seen people need, like voice boxes or nutrition or chemo treatments or whatever it be. So I don't know if you saw my latest post. I thought you'd appreciate it. It was the dog, the therapy dog,
Oh, I didn't see this
our
one.
Facebook page.
Oh, I need to go look.
Yeah, so they started a new program. And then I'll get out of here.
No, you're good.
They started a new program at Baylor Scott and White, and what they found was that people that are there or for longer periods of time, or not everybody has family, not everybody.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, no,
everybody has
true.
a different situation.
Yes, they do.
So they do a lot of music therapy and things like that. But especially with younger patients, they found that they were bringing in therapy dogs, and they
Aw.
were finding the calmness and the
Yeah.
kind of like taking you out of where you're at and just kind of enjoying.
Yeah.
So now they have a full time one, lives with the keeper, and it is a full time position
Oh, I love
at the
that.
hospital
I
now, which
love
means
that.
there's too many people in the hospital. But
True. Yeah.
but they started, and they're looking to expand the program. But it's I got to tell you, I got chills because those are things that I don't think of because
Yeah.
I see a lot of the nutrition, the voice boxes. I
Right.
see the other stuff, and I'm there that day, and I'm learning about this program. And I'm like, oh my God, look at these people! Like, look how happy they are.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So again, something that I would have never thought would have made an impact
Yeah.
totally changed somebody's day,
That's amazing.
and that's
well,
cool.
It's funny you say that because one of my friends that I graduated with, she was a musician, and I keep trying to get my sister to do this, but she won't. I'm big sister, so she won't listen to me. But she does music therapy. That's her career.
It's huge.
And she works for the University of Michigan.
Yes.
And she has worked there probably since right after we graduated from college. She's had one job, and she loves it. And she's always posting about how important it is. And
I don't think people take advantage of it, but here's another, and again, I will let you go.
No, you're good.
And here's another thing that I do notice is not only patients, but so if Dell was there for a throat stretching and I go down and I go to get coffee or eat lunch, I will sit in the atrium and listen to the violinist.
Yeah.
And
it helps you too.
Oh my God.
Right. Because it's a whole process.
So that's what I was going to say was people forget there are caretakers of the people who are going through, not that it's as bad.
No,
I didn't mean to make light of it. But sometimes people do get stressed out. And it's a few minutes, it's 30 minutes. You just sit there and it's like, oh my God, this is so calming. And you're just kicking back going. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you got your beep. He's out,
Yeah.
recovery. But it really is good for the soul.
Yeah.
And people don't pay attention to music therapy, and I think it's very important.
I do too, but I didn't know
I
about the
do.
dog one. I'll have to look that up.
You will.
I have
It's
a dog that
lovely.
I could sign. Maybe Bosa has a new career.
You just and he's beautiful. This dog is beautiful. So anyway, thank
Cool.
you so much for letting me hang, and it's so good to see
no.
everyone.
Yes. Well, I would keep you all day, but you have to go back.
I do have to go back.
Sell some tickets. So.
Yes, but thank you. It's so good to see everybody.
Yes. All right. We'll
Okay.
be right back. All right, and we are back. We are watching the U12 bowlers. And if you've been with us all day, you will know that we started with U12 and we've looped around to U12. And their energy is much higher this afternoon than it was this morning. Gavin here, he was one pin behind Mr. Trevor Mason on the short. Here's Miss Lennon. Brian, I see your comment about using Netflix servers. It felt like it for a minute that we were using Netflix servers. They were definitely not updating very quickly. So the Bayou jersey here is definitely a favorite in the U12 on this pair. There's Braxton. What a shot by Mr. Braxton. Going for a spare. Got it. It's totally solid. This is Gunner. Hang on, Mo. Oh, he got it. Picked that one up. That was a little hard spare there. No problem for Gunner. Double for Nolan. Great shot by Gavin. Got some shout outs for Grayson in the chat. remember, Mike, when we were at the beginning of the day,
Yes.
and we said the U12 were a little subdued?
Yes.
They're not subdued anymore.
No, they're not.
There's like kids jumping off of chairs, like and they're all very polite and
Yep.
bowling very well.
U12 in full effect.
Nolan Randisi has 4 in a row.
Nice.
Yeah. And the last one he went Runaway Brooklyn and carried like this ridiculous shot.
Nice.
So, and he's pretty confident he's going for the gold medal.
Yeah. Well, when this Gavin Williams and Mr. Nolan Randisi
Neck and
were
neck.
playfully going at it, along with Mr. Williams up here. Well, you can't throw it like I throw it. You can't play my line. I'm like, okay.
They're calling each other out. Well, actually, speaking of which, this is game 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Gavin is -7 and Nolan is -31. And Nolan just told me he was going to get the gold medal.
Well,
You got to work, Nolan.
and he just put 4 on the board to get there. So
Yeah.
hey. Now they are they're fun. They are so much fun. Although we don't want parents and coaches in the bowlers area, when I'm down there keeping score, some of the conversations are just absolutely hilarious. And they're awesome because one minute they're talking ball reactions and the other is, you can't play on my line. That's my line. Yes.
Yeah, Taylor Morgan is clean through 4. So that was her running off of lane 9.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, if you guys go back and watch game number 1 this morning, it's the same kids. Like,
Nobody was awake this morning.
I mean, they were sitting there, like quietly with their hands in their laps, waiting their turn, getting up. They were kind of walking to the line.
No, nobody was talking to each other. Yeah, and now look, we
Now
got
they're like chirping.
lots of hand motion going on.
I hear one mom to your right now.
Yeah.
She keeps telling Gunner to stay seated between shots because Gunner is like running around. She's like, Gunner, sit down.
Well, Gunner's active, baby. You can't stop that.
I know, right? Like, come on. So anyway.
They're having fun.
Oh, they're having too much fun.
We're
It's
having
great.
fun watching them.
Little Vivi here. Well, there's Nolan.
Mr.
Oh.
Black. Cloud is back. It must be me this time.
Yeah, we haven't clouded very many people since you've been gone. Just telling you. Oh, look at Vivi. I was just
There
going
you
to
go.
comment on Vivi's cute outfit with her green knee socks
Yep.
and her Mardi Gras.
Yep.
Ugh, I love it.
Then we got the swamp creatures here on 7 and 8.
Oh,
with
yeah. The Bayou. That's the Bayou jersey, as we've been calling it.
Nice. Mr. Randisi doing fine. Making us fair. Wow. Let's see how this game finishes because he's now pulled
Ahead.
of Mr. Williams.
They're crazy. These
They're
kids
fun.
are, yeah.
They are fun.
I like Gavin's game. I saw him this morning. He rocked it game number 1. And that was another great shot. I'm digging Gavin's game. You liked Mr. Braxton here.
Braxton has a good physical game too. Just his game is more physically challenging. So if he gets a little tired, his timing goes off a little bit. But, I like the way he throws the ball.
Yeah.
I was coaching a college team. Here's where I'd be recruiting right now.
In the U12.
Get the mom and dad's addresses.
Yeah, right. Well, you joke about that, but one of the bowlers, one of the young ladies, the mom was telling me their daughter was watching a college tournament from the back, and the coaches were talking to her. She's like, no, we're not here for recruiting. We're just watching our friend.
But I know the colleges, especially the coaches that plan things out, are looking at the class of, 27, 28 already.
Yeah.
And, these guys are on the doorstep.
Yeah. What a shot. by
Mr.
Nolan.
Randisi, yeah, he stays
Posted
down
it.
through the shot. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And he's jabbered away. Love it. Love it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it's awesome. You know, you go to some tournaments and it's like, you know, it's like you're at a funeral or something. No one talks. They're all.
Yeah.
These-
That's not the case down here.
No. U12 is a party.
Yeah. Well, it's not. I learned it's
Yeah.
not at 9 a.m.
No.
It's not a party. But
Yep.
at 4:52, it
We're
is a
on.
party.
Game on.
It is. It is college game day
Yep.
down here.
Yeah. Yep.
It's Ellie Kate Murray. Look at
Right.
this outfit. She had an outfit change at lunch.
Absolutely. She
Little,
has gone neon.
I love it.
Neon. And the cool part of Ellie Kate, when she got to her second pair of the day, she said hi to all of the ladies that were coming off the pair.
Nice.
Yes. Individually. By
Nice.
name.
Nice.
That was awesome. Front row.
If you want to watch some emotion, check out Ellie.
I love this morning. It looked like angry Ellie. She had a scowl on her
Oh,
face.
she was angry, Ellie.
The
And then
pin-
she told me at the end of the break, she goes, Blair, she's really bad at, or she told me, she goes, Blair, I'm really bad at bowling. I'm like, Ellie, you tell me this every time. And then she comes in, I'm not looking at the scores.
Right.
She had a bronze medal.
There you go.
I'm like, Ellie, you're not bad at bowling. She's
No.
like, I missed 27 single pits. I go, well, I'm glad you know.
Yep. Oh yeah.
She's a goofball.
Can't see this on camera, but at many SYCs, especially in the
yeah.
afternoon, the U12 starts collecting as a group. And
Yeah.
off to our left, there is a huddle going on.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're talking about bowling. There is a chamois involved.
There's a chamois throwing, but it's a huddle, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
There's a much better scoring pace, by the way. There's a couple of the bowlers got off the humongous starts, 248, 245. There was a 260, 230 start. So this pattern has a little more playability in it. I think some of it also is they're relieved to be off of the short pattern.
Amen. Yeah, that looks hard today. Although the medium pattern for some of the older kids has been splitting a little bit. Ooh,
Nice,
calliope.
calliope. Nicely done.
little point. Oh, and a
yeah.
little thumbs up. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Ellie Kate with the spare.
She's working hard. She
Yes,
is
she is.
sparing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying. She in between shots. She's going. How many pairs down? Oh, 4 pair.
Four
Okay.
pair.
She's down with the U15 girls.
Oh, yeah, she was talking to them. That's her
That's her
follow-up.
crew?
Yeah, that's
Alright.
who she follows. So I think she's secretly down there checking out the lanes for her next game.
Yeah, she might be.
I think that's.
Where are you playing? Yeah.
Uh-huh. What are you doing? What ball you throwing?
I wouldn't put it past her.
No.
Sure, she is from a long legacy bowling family
Yep.
that have taught her about reading the lanes. Meanwhile, Nolan just
Nolan.
picks up the 310, no problem.
Baby split, no problem.
And then back to the crew.
Yep. You know, if we acted like that during the league, people would worry that something was wrong with us.
So fun.
Now, my one league, it's a 5-person league, and it takes forever. And we actually read trivia questions between shots.
Nice.
So,
That would keep the night going.
yes. Some of the other teams are looking at us funny, like, what are you guys doing? Oh, we're playing trivia till it's our turn.
Yeah, what else are you going to do? Yeah, some of those, that is the one thing. You go from youth bowling, college bowling, that's really fast paced, and then you earn your spot on a 5-man league team. Yeah, 3 games.
Yes.
It takes 4 hours.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Although my sport league is trios and it's scratch,
Oh,
and it's
I love it.
you're up like every 90 seconds. It's perfect.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Yeah. But yes, 5-person handicap. Your opponents disappear at the end of each game for 20 minutes.
Yes. Yep.
Ellie Kate down the middle, catching the head pin, and Brooklyn.
She doesn't look happy though. She's shaking her head. Ooh, ball change.
She knows she stole something there, I think. She had to look at her face like, I got away with one.
Oh, and Calliope doubles. Oh, look at a little
Nice.
two. I love it. She's killing it.
All right. Gavin got a 9 count there. He's got to fill some frames here.
I was gonna say, Gavin. You know, it's funny to say this about a U12 bowler. Gavin really needed that strike.
Yeah.
I mean, because Nolan is coming for him.
Yep. Nolan's little 4-bagger staying clean the rest of the way. We need this fair.
You got it.
Excellent.
You got it. What are you doubting?
No
This
doubt.
is Gavin here.
No
Come on.
doubt. Gavin is on point.
Yeah. Good shot by. Oh, God. That was a good shot by Gunner.
Yep.
Oh, it was the second ball. Okay, never mind. We're good. Gunner's like, I'm good.
And Gunner's struggling a little bit this game, unfortunately.
Gunner is looking at my power cord that one of the girls tripped the cone.
Oh, no.
So the cone is actually not on the power cord at the moment.
Oh, my goodness.
Gunner, do not touch the power cord. Do not.
But I want to be an electrical engineer. Okay.
I know they keep looking at it like, if you unplug that cord, you will not like how it turns out.
You don't want to see angry Blair.
Yeah. I won't be angry. I just, when all the parents are like, why is it not on? Well, let me tell you.
What happened to the live stream? Well, his name is... All right. I love the Mardi Gras jerseys. I
Me
really
too.
do. Those
They're
are cool.
so bright and vibrant.
Yep. Somebody stomped on their chamois like the chamois did them wrong.
And maybe it did. You never know. That chamois is some hard work to do after every shot.
Oh, my God. I also do like all the bows that are in hair. I like that. That's pretty cool.
They're questioning your ability to get scores for Game 5.
Whether, yeah.
You're good.
That's up to Blair.
You got it. He's good. He's good. Yeah.
Blair lets me go. Calliope, does she strike again? No. Oh,
Come
Black
on.
Cloud. A Black Cloud.
Oh, hang on. I have this. It's ready.
Okay. That was me.
We haven't had to use that since you were in it earlier.
I know. It was me this time.
Shout out to Coolwick. Check out. You guys, we kind of can see on the camera.
Oh,
But I've got a SYC blanket here
yes.
that was Carolyn Doran Ballard's, and I think I've stolen it.
Yes.
I don't think it's going back to her.
It is a Sherpa-style blanket. I got a red one at, which SYC? The Super Slam. I bought a red one.
I think this is going to go in the live stream bag. This is going to be my super live stream blanket.
Congratulations to our friends at Coolwick for their first season with the SYC.
I know. I asked Gerald. I was like, how do you feel? He said it's very, very fun, and he's sad the first season's over, but he's excited for next season.
Good.
They're already planning out next year.
Good. I put in some requests for some SYC merchandise from
Nice.
Coolwick.
I got my tie-dye sweatshirt, too.
Got mine yesterday.
Ohio State colors. I was torn
Maryland
between-
colors.
No. I was
They're the
torn between
same
red
colors.
and blue, and they're like, you got to go red. I'm like, you're right.
Maryland and Ohio State share the same colors, except Maryland has gold, and Ohio State uses silver.
Yeah, but what color are you? Red or what? Are you scarlet?
Officially, it's red, white, black, and gold.
Mine is officially scarlet gray. You're scarlet.
Nah, red, white, black, and gold. Same thing. Shades of red.
All right, here's Nolan.
Spare to shoot a possible 210. He
No
gets
problem.
it. He is filling frames.
Is it gonna be a ball change, or is he gonna just? He's got a comment on his shot.
I know. I love the banter between the players. I do.
Yeah,
Because they're
right on.
U12 is talking ball motion. They're talking what ball they're using. Well, I should have used the pearl instead of the hybrid. But
Yep.
well, they got it. This is going to be the most educated group of bowlers, at the age of 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Yeah. Nolan 210.
210, big number.
That is a big number. I haven't even seen the U15 bowling that high. We had the U15 girls here, and I said 189 was a good game.
Yep.
Nolan's like, are you kidding? Are you kidding, boy?
Yep.
Got this.
Gavin struck on the first ball. He's gonna keep this close. There is no runaway here.
Del Ballard joined the chat. I just was
Hey,
talking to Carolyn Del, and she complimented the Cowboys. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I was like, Del, if he's listening, is going to go wild in the chat. But I don't think he was listening.
Ellie Kate. Bam. That's a triple.
Let's go, Ellie. Big 10 frame for her.
Yep. That's wow. Gavin 172, so he did not
Come on,
disappoint in the 10th.
All right, Mike, after this game, we have to let you go and get some scores or else I'll get yelled at.
Okay.
But Zach Trevino, our salesman,
Yes.
who is new to this area, is going to come in and comment on what he's seen. I don't think he's been in an SYC for a few years, so
No, I don't think so either. Boise?
I think so. All right, folks, we will be right back. back. I love when we take a break and everyone thinks of the broadcast. Like, we're
done.
gone. We're
It's
done.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no. They tell me there's no sound. Although sometimes I do make an error and I don't turn the soundboard on. So I have done that. I've been known to do that. But
Fair enough.
this time it is on. So yeah, we do take a break from time to time.
Am I green?
Yes, you're great.
Is that my mic level?
Yeah.
All right, because I'm probably going to be pretty loud.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
You can turn.
I tend to project a little bit. All right.
There you go. I play with mine a lot too. So. Zach.
Hi, everybody.
Zach.
We're just going to
Trevino.
carry on a conversation and not address the audience.
Zach is our regional sales manager for the, what did you say territory?
South Central.
South Central.
I think there might be a gang sign for that, but I don't know it.
That's funny. Okay, so that covers which states now?
It is Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana.
Nice. And this is your first time kind of in your new part of your territory because Louisiana didn't used to be part of this sales territory.
Correct. So, yeah, Louisiana was part of the Southeast, which Ralph Solon covered for a number of years. And then before that, it was, I think, part of the South or Southwest. I don't know. Tyler and Brett did service it a little bit. So it kind of goes back and forth a bit. But with Ralph living in Alabama, that's not exactly super close. And so it made a little bit more sense for me to take it over. So I have my little 4-state territory. It's not small because Texas is huge, but yeah, it's nice. It's a departure from the Northwest where I seemingly had half the country. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, you certainly had the most driving.
I had the biggest territory with the fewest shops. That's what the Northwest is.
Yeah,
But there's some beauty in that. It's a gorgeous part of the country. But
it's true.
a little more bowling, a little more lane beds down here. Big centers like this. Centers
Yeah.
like this don't exist in the Northwest.
Well, that's what we were talking about because one of the parents earlier was like, "Oh, we want you to come to the West Coast more," and I'm like, "We would love to come to the West Coast more. We live on the West Coast, but it's just not. It can't happen."
Yeah, it's tough. Even the SYC that's at Boise,
Yeah,
right? And that's
40.
yeah, and you're kind of you have to make some adjustments because of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and we look at the time of year. We know the time of year that may be slower for an SYC, so that's why we choose that. Because otherwise, it'll sell out in like 30 seconds, and it's not good for anybody.
Well, and that's the thing. It can be a challenge to get in, obviously, and then because the support is so strong for these tournaments, which is it's a good problem to have, obviously. But yeah, then when you're limiting lane beds and fields, trip 4, that was awesome.
Yeah, that's little Kale. He's awesome.
When you're limiting a little bit of that, then yeah, it just makes the sign up window even smaller.
Yeah. Yeah, so the bowler, let me find the bowlers. Let's introduce our bowlers. We're totally out of order. Okay, so this pair should be Andrew Kolschewitz, Camden Morris.
That was impressive.
I don't think it was right. I don't think I'm right on this pair either. This is not the right pair. This is medium. That's Kale, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Kale. Trent Bobs, is he not here? No Trenton?
Well, we do have somebody blind. I don't know if we had anybody drop.
Okay,
or
maybe
this pair has always had
he's-
5.
Yeah, okay. So Andrew, Camden, Kale, Dominic DiLorenzo, Cooper Powell, and David Upham. No, David's next to us. All right. Cooper is our last one.
It's so much easier when they all have name jerseys on.
Oh, it is. I know this is Dominic DiLorenzo, though. And I know someone is really unhappy behind us.
I was going to say, I don't know if that's coming through in the stream, but there is a child that is screaming in my headset right now.
Yeah, I know.
Like, kind of to the point where I don't understand how the microphone is picking it up.
Oh, my goodness. We are not happy there. They were going putt-putting.
Well, golf is hard, so there is a chance that they know that at a young age.
Whew. Man, all right.
Better get over it now.
So, Zach, SYC, were you bowling at this age?
Yes,
Yes.
I was.
Were you this good at this age?
No. Well, I shouldn't say that. So I was good young. I peaked very early.
Yeah.
And then I was a has-been.
plateau.
Yes, yes, I did. And it's actually an interesting kind of scenario, and I do see it with youth bowlers. So I'm not a very large person, just in general. I'm not very
Yes.
tall,
Yes.
and so I was like I'm like 5'7", and I was 5'7" in by the time I was like 14. So but like from a muscle standpoint, things continue to develop, and so you kind of learn when you're smaller in stature. You learn to use leverage a certain way, and I was a pretty small like little kid. So when I was like 10, 12 in that range, I was pretty small.
Yeah.
So you learn how to use leverage a certain way, and then as you grow, at some point that kind of changes, and then when you become stronger, it really changes. So I got like super muscly and like was very muscly in a bowling sense.
Yeah.
And so I would like kind of steer the swing, and timing stuff got messed up, and so what was kind of natural at one stage when I was a certain size then didn't really work, and you do see that a lot and this is why I think allowing kids to bowl two-handed, like if they just naturally bowl two-handed, especially when they're smaller, is a really good thing, because if they can learn to use their bodies and leverage in a certain way when they're that age, I think it's a benefit, and it's easier to maintain as they continue to grow because the swing is more compact. I like if they can latch on to two-handed when they're younger. Like I don't think you can steer them out of that personally.
Yeah.
But to go back to your original question, yeah, I was okay. Um, I had a really cool record in the state of Texas when I was younger until some punk named Anthony Simonson came along
Yeah.
and set and shattered all of the records. But
He is a punk.
yeah, I was good. I was good at one point.
Yeah. I think you made a lot of great points. And I think just the evolution of bowling caters to us, a younger player now, right? Like they're so open to anything, and they're not in that fundamental. Well, let me back up. So bowling, I feel like at some point was like, this is how you bowl,
Mhm.
and then you must do this. And even though there were all different ways to do it, there still was this like rule book that I felt like they were trying to put
Sure.
everyone in.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it opened up, and they're like, okay, yeah, do whatever you want. And then the two-handed came around, and literally these kids, like I've heard people. There are some bowlers that are two-handed that are very young in the U12 division. Aaron Cabness, who's not bowling this weekend, but his name, they call him Bam Bam. He's worked with.
I like that.
It's awesome. He's worked with Chris Vi and Mikey Tang in
Yeah.
their shop,
Yeah.
and I asked Chris, like, this kid has never been coached. I've asked his mom. He just kind of watches YouTube. His
Sure.
parents
Yeah.
bowl. He's around bowling, but he doesn't. No one else bowls two-handed, and he is like a natural talent
Yeah.
when you watch him. Trevor Mason comes to mind too. He's another one that you just watch and you're like, yeah, the kid's just talented, right?
Yeah.
Like, no, you can't teach that. And so I was asking Chris, because Bam Bam just hangs around the shop, and Chris is like, I don't really coach him. I just like sometimes I'll move his hand and say like, hey, do this.
Yeah, little
Just like,
things here and there.
yeah, but he's like, you just have to let him bowl and figure it out. And the two-handed style, they can do endless things with a bowling ball and get their hand in the right position really early.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that there's, even from a coaching standpoint, there's like some key positions that a lot of like the elite two-handers get into, and a lot of them do it naturally, and that's what's it's not that it's unteachable, but when you have somebody who's smaller that grasps some of that and does it naturally, and it has a lot to do with just leverage and carrying that kind of weight in that style. If they do it normally, yeah, you just like the best thing you can do is just bowl. Like, dude, just bowl and like learn some ball motion and okay, and a couple tricks with your hand, sure, but you like it puts them in. I don't want to say it's not that they have a massive advantage, but from a physical standpoint, you don't really have to coach and coach and coach. Typically, when you start one-handed, there's a couple different approaches, but timing and steps, footwork, kind of getting some of that, getting the idea of walking and swinging the ball is kind of new. Like that's kind of an odd thing. A lot of little ones sometimes will start at the foul line, and so then learning how to walk and support the weight and how the weight moves in space along with them. Spatial awareness is kind of weird. A lot of two-handers just do it naturally.
Yeah, exactly. Especially like Kale here. We were watching him earlier. His favorite Pro Bowler is AJ Johnson,
Okay.
and when you watch him, you can see
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a little AJ in him, right?
Yeah.
And now so we watched him at the beginning of the day, and obviously it was not 10. This is game number 10
Sure.
of the day,
Yeah.
right? So he had a little bit of muscle in his arm swing, but like watching these shots now, it's more accelerated, I would say, by the end of the day.
Okay. Yeah.
But I think that he has a game that he's gonna naturally grow into.
Yeah.
And so I think someone who's working with him is like, okay, we're gonna let this timing sit for a second,
Sure.
knowing that he's gonna
Yeah.
get taller. I mean,
Yeah, and that's the hard part. I mean, because so much changes from a physical standpoint, and you don't really ever know, but
Right.
there are kind of key, timing elements or whatever it may be that are there. There's some of those intangibles, and other times it's not super perfect, or this position could be better, but like at the end of the day, they're 10, 11, 12. Like
Yeah.
so much is going to change.
yeah,
And so, I think once you, honestly, I think the best thing you can do with younger kids is get them enjoying bowling.
yeah,
Like it doesn't need to be a grind, because the best thing that new bowlers can do is just bowl. Like I'm a firm believer, just get comfortable in the lanes, get comfortable seeing the balls go down the lane, figure out how they learn, but get them having a good time. And then if you want to, in general, those kinds of lessons you're talking about, sportsmanship and
right.
like discipline and like some of those things, all that stuff applies, or so much of that applies to any kind of competition, any kind of sport. Maybe go that route, but so much of the physical game stuff is going to change. So it doesn't mean don't work on it, but it's literally could be different day to day
Oh, yeah.
with some of these kids.
Yeah, and like we talked about just growing, but like your fit changes so frequently.
So much.
Yeah.
Yes, so much.
Yeah, and that's so important. Like we see kids all the time, and the parents will tell me like, "Oh, well, we just got the fit checked," and I'm like, "When was that?"
Yeah.
And it's like, "Oh, 6 months ago." yeah. Have you bought him a new pair of pants since then?
Yeah.
Because probably have, and it probably. The boys are the hardest, right? In that U12 to U15, where it's just every growth spurt happens right in that time period. So
Yeah, and different things grow. Like, in general, definitely. If they're going up in shoe size, get their fit checked, because normally feet and hands kind of, and then torso
true.
catches up, and so you do get it. It's not always proportionate.
Yeah.
Which is what we love about.
Yep.
Well, at least what I remember fondly, just not being coordinated, and
klutzy and
working
all
with
that.
what I have.
Yeah. Amen.
It's just kind of how it goes. But
So this territory, you've done some matchmakers. We got some new equipment out there.
Yeah.
Power Edge is out there.
Power Edge is great. I've done seemingly, I don't know, I feel like I do a matchmaker or two every weekend. Sometimes we have some stuff during the week, but the trio of the newest releases debuted last week in my set. So it's Road Warrior, Origin, Attention Star S2, which, by the way, I'm just calling it right now. It's going to be called the Attention Star Stew. I'm just going with the stew.
Okay, let's call it that.
Yep.
I like it.
Yep.
Yeah. I was worried about how you were going to take this.
No.
G-rated.
Well, yeah, the comments might disagree and they call it something else, but I'm going with Attention Stew because I just think that's cool.
The whole league with Stu.
Rough break, by the way, there on lane 8.
Such a rough break. Yeah.
But they've debuted. It looked really good, and that accompanies some just rock solid options too right now. Phase AI is in the set. Ion Max is in the set. Sublime Focus should not be slept on. That ball is very, very good. Ironically, it's actually really, really good with some power edge on it. So if you feel like it's a little early, or you're worried about a spot in your bag, maybe you're a phase 2 lover, or you've got one of the various idle balls, especially if it's one of the solid ones, and you need something that you don't really want to step on that. No problem there. I would throw some power edge on a Sublime Focus for sure.
Yeah.
It looks super, super good.
Yeah, and I asked you before the matchmaker that we did with the SYC kids, which that we really don't do matchmakers very frequently at SYCs, only when it lines up that a regional sales manager is traveling through the area and it's a great opportunity for these kids. But you had told me, I asked you, I was like, which bowling ball is the winner right now in the set? And you had said it was the Attention Star 2, S2. And
Stu.
Attention
Let's do
Star
it.
Stu.
Let me get it trending.
Okay. Attention Star Stu. And I kid you not, yesterday, every kid, that was the first ball they wanted to throw.
Yeah, I did see a lot of that yesterday too. Yeah.
I'm like, and they all were telling me we love the Attention Star. I'm like, man, ball's just good. The core's just good.
Yeah, it is. It's a really good follow up. The first Attention Star was really good for a number of bowlers. It was really popular. It was popular on tour. It was popular amongst league bowlers, which is not always the case. So that's good when we can capture that. But for the kind of those few that it either maybe they were like big Vibo fans, for example, or they had another high-end ASIM Pearl that they really liked, and like, oh, maybe I'll hold off on that. S2 provides, I mean, all of the magic from the Attention Star world with a little bit more dig in the middle part of the lane. And I mean, the cover's not super early. It's not on top of like an Ion Max or anything like that, or your Harshes, but gives a little bit more traction in the middle part of the lane. And it's interesting because I'm a big fan of Ion Pro, so I really liked Ion Pro hybrid cover as well. Significantly less differential, much weaker weight block, but they from my eye, they both do they do similar things in the middle part of the lane, depending on the lane condition, which is good for me. So a little bit more volume, they're a little flatter. I can throw Attention Star. It's plenty strong. Probably on all but the slickest of conditions. I also don't throw it very fast. I think more speed dominant players would probably favor Ion Max.
Sure.
But for me, on anything that's like I'm bowling league right now on Bear. I bowl league on Bear.
I was about to make you repeat that, and you didn't.
And
like,
everybody
why?
says they're easy in Texas. I bowl a sport scratch league
And they chose
in Fort
Bear?
Worth. Well, it was Cheetah first, and now we went from Cheetah for 8 weeks. Now it's Bear. Everybody got real. They pumped their averages up to start, and now nobody shoots more than 630 every week.
Wow.
Anyways, but that's what I throw on the fresh. It's plenty strong. Looks really, really good. And that it's like 41 feet of Bear because there's been a few of them. But flat, fairly flat and quite a bit of volume, and so it's nice. It rolls great in that setting, and then when it starts to be a little strong, if it's just a little too much in the middle part of the lane, and I feel like I've got a little room out down lane, I can go to an Ion Pro, and so they're like little companions, which is great.
Zach, I'm just thinking about how you're bowling league on Bear, and I'm watching all these kids that are just fantastic, and I'm currently not able to shoot above 600 on my league on Tuesday nights at the moment. Although, now, in my defense, speaking of house shot, which I understand these kids, like, they hate house shots. They're like,
that's why they're bowling
no,
this.
We want to, like, they were mad at me. They came up for this matchmaker. They go, what's the pattern now that we're testing the balls on? And I go,
oh yeah,
like,
they were upset because it was
like,
going
house shot. And they're
That's because
like,
they wanted extra practice.
well, that too, yeah, right. But anyway, so I'm laughing because our league pattern this year, I could be wrong, but this was told to me. It's a 29 to like 1 ratio or something. Like, it's just a stupid, like, total, like, mountain.
Yeah. I mean,
and
we
I'm
could go down that rabbit hole.
time.
I could. Yeah. At some point, it becomes hard.
It's yes.
Yeah. At some point, it becomes very difficult.
Yeah, I got hurt last year. My ball speed's a little lower, so it's a disaster every Tuesday.
Yeah. That I mean, I can see that. I averaged 211 last year on a house shot. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out real quick. We've been over here on just sidebarring it up.
Yeah, we are.
But Dominic had a great game, bowled 212.
Solid.
Yep, and Drew shot 170 with a really good double in the 10th. which was pretty clutch there. I like Drew's game, by the way.
Drew's game's cool.
That's good. Very. Again, he's a good example, smaller in stature but using momentum and just not a lot of muscle, not a lot of force. The ball really pretty free swing, which is good.
Yeah, we have Poncho over here too to the left. He was bowling great this morning, but he's still at 190. He could have here.
So I have to admit, I saw his name jersey, like I saw it earlier,
Yeah.
and I text Katie. I text my girlfriend and I said, "This is the coolest name ever. There's a kid here with the coolest name ever, and it's Poncho Johnson."
Yeah, it's a nickname though.
I assumed.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it is cool.
Yeah. Very cool.
His name, which he is on his USPC card and is on Volmetrics, is actually Francis.
Gotcha. Okay.
So he's Poncho's way.
Poncho or Francis. Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like names like that though, like Poncho and Tito.
It's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Yeah.
Zach, we are almost done. We have we have the bowlers. We've done nothing today except sit and talk. But
I've been all over the place.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you drove. I've done nothing today except sit and talk, and people bring me cookies. Like this is just not good.
The sweet
anyway.
life.
Anyway, they've bowled 10 games on 2 different patterns.
Yeah.
So they're probably a little tired.
It has been a grind.
I'm gonna go with they're going to the hotel room. They're gonna get some grub, maybe after, either on the way to the hotel.
Probably.
Yeah. So anyway.
Also,
thanks.
shout out. I do have a quick one. I do my best to eat very well and as healthy as I can.
Doing good.
However,
Yeah.
it is hard to explore. I do enjoy food, and it's hard to explore new areas and not dig into some spots. And I had no intention of this last night, but I drove by a place that was literally called Chicky Sando's,
Ooh.
and I U-turned. I was like, based off just name and principle alone, and I was like, I could eat a chicken sandwich.
Was it delicious?
It was so good. I mean, yeah, and I'm a little picky with sandwiches and burgers and things like that. I'm a little harsh. I like to think that I could be a critic.
Yeah.
And so, very good. Chicky Sando's, 10/10 recommend. I think I gave it an 8.2. I did a full Barstool rating, like a video on it, and sent it out on Snap. Crispy waffle fries, seasoned waffle fries, and the Chicky Sando. Yeah.
All right.
Very good. So it's hard to go wrong if you're ever in Baton Rouge.
Well, everyone's gonna be here this year.
Chicky Sando's.
Yeah. Chicky Sando's.
Chickadee, check it out.
Yeah, they're also if you are a beignet person, I've been told through the 3 days we've been here, 2 days we've been here, that there are all different types of beignets now. They're the OGs, like the Café du Monde, but now there's you can get chocolate and caramel beignets.
Just expanding.
Yeah, they have
possibilities are
gourmet
endless.
beignet places. So there you go.
Bespoke beignet.
I don't know, whatever. Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Zach, thanks for hanging out with us, and thanks for all you do for Storm. And families will be back with 5 more games on the long pattern tomorrow morning, and we're going to name some champions.
Am I welcome back tomorrow? Do I get to be in the booth tomorrow?
100%.
Okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
You're back. I might leave you and Norman here to
Oh
chat it
my
up
god!
about.
Oh, that would be awesome. I would love to spend time in the booth with Norm.
Let's do it.
Let's do
it's
it.
on. If you want to listen to some Zach and Norm chats tomorrow, come back 10 a.m.
That could get out of hand.
We'll see you guys.
You've been watching the 2024 SYC Louisiana. The SYC Louisiana would not be possible without the generous donations from our sponsors: Storm Bowling, Cool Wick, PBA Junior, Kegel, Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Shoes, Ray's Eyewear, Ballard's Bowling Academy, Master Industries, Quality Respite and Home Care, and by T&D Transportation. Special thanks to the official scoring system of the Storm Youth Championships, Volmetrics. The preceding was produced exclusively by Storm Bowling. For more information on upcoming events and more, please visit stormbowling.com. Once again, thanks for watching.